What's your need? Digital embroidery, branding of souvenirs, engraving on all materials, t-shirt printing. We got you covered at Creative Line. Contact Creative Line on 0244 695057. Creative Line. Serving you is our passion.
Now we want to talk about family life, personal life, and family. So, how is the family life in US? Is it when
Expensive.
Yes. How are they adjusting when you move them to the US? Did they adjust quickly, or what you were going through, they were also experiencing the same way?
So luckily my kids didn't grow up in Ghana, so they they came in very, very young. So they just walked into the system and it became their system. Because the youngest came in when she was like 6 months old, and then the oldest came in when he was 2.5 years old. So they just got into the system. My wife was already familiar with the South African system, which is just like this side, so it was easy to just blend in. Yeah, but family life in the US is expensive. Expensive in terms of financially, and then also time wise. So it's not just about like money, it's also about time. Because over here, if you need to have time for your kids, nobody's going to take care of your kids. So wherever they go, you have to be there. Let me just talk about it in general. Like if you have even kids, like my middle school kids who play sports, like my soccer boys. So just imagine if you have like two kids, one is playing soccer, one is playing basketball. You have to drop them off at school, pick them up from school, take them for practice, bring them back from practice to the house if they have other curriculum activities. So then now, where is your time? You don't have time for yourself. Yeah, good. And then from that, if they're playing sports, it means they'll need equipment, they'll need like all those stuff. So you have to buy them.
Yeah.
Like I was given the first scenario, if you have kids who are below 5 years old and you want to enroll them in school, then you should think of paying like $200 to $400 every week.
Yeah.
So it's drains. Yeah, it's drains. So if I'll just say like big shout outs to like most single parents here in the US. Because if you're a single parent, it's difficult. But if probably you have a partner, it helps sometimes. You guys are able to balance. Whilst one person is working, the other one has the kids. And then in Florida, I don't know about other states, and I don't know if it's like a general US law. You cannot leave kids by themselves in the house until they are like 13 years old.
Okay.
So if you have kids who are like 6 years old, there should be somebody at home all the time. And then you're gonna ask yourself, are you gonna pay for a babysitter to take care of them, or are you gonna do it by yourself? I would do it myself because people barely trust babysitters. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last comment is bringing me to the next comment. How do you discipline you discipline them the US way or the Ghanaian way? You whap their ass when they become stubborn.
Yeah, when you go to Rome, you do what Romans do, right? There's a couple of shouting here and there, hey, 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 like, right? But you know, kids, sometimes you go like, be quiet. They don't understand be quiet, but when you scream, you know, sometimes you lose it and you scream. But you know, the funny thing is the system makes your kids understand the discipline.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I told my boy to go for time out, and he was crying because he had time out of like 5 minutes, right? He had time out for like 5 minutes, and he was crying. But on the average, if he were to be in Ghana and tell him go on timeout, he doesn't even care what timeout is.
Yeah.
So so that is like the consequences here. It's like I would say the system it makes you feel like the cause here if a kid you can take a kid's phone away from them and they would feel it.
Yeah.
Back home, you take away phone from the person, they
No,
wouldn't feel it.
no. Yeah.
So yeah, so when you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my kids I would say like they're all disciplined in a way that I don't have to really discipline them a number of times. Most times it's like, hey, stop this, stop that, yeah.
So for them, they are fully American. They behave the American way.
Oh yeah. Like 2, 3 days back, I was in a meeting and then my little girl was like, Daddy, Daddy, and I wasn't paying attention to it. I was just like, yeah. I just looked at her, I'm like, I just looked at her, I'm like, trust right now.
Hey, but it's not even there. Call me by my first name, by
So
daddy. They just call me straight
yeah,
by.
and I feel like it depends on the relationship you have with your kids, and
Yeah.
yeah. So
But
it's
for me, my girl, once she does it, because the mother, I don't know, women have some funny way. When they are so sweet, they call you by maybe whatever name they call you. For
yeah,
me, they call me at home, they call me DD. But when
yeah.
maybe she's angry and she wants
So
something,
David,
David. So my girl too with them say David, then we'll all be laughing.
yeah. So it's all about like they say charity begins at home. So it's all about
Yeah,
the vibe in the house, and I feel like
true.
it builds the confidence of like the kids. But maybe back home in Ghana, they'll tell you, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and then you you go ahead and then you see most of us don't really have confidence because we take fear as respect back home,
Yeah.
so it takes our confidence away because you know
True.
very well this is like the fact you're trying to say it and say like how old are you, who are you to
Yeah,
do this, but you're
yeah,
actually putting the right fact out. But here it's not like
yeah,
that. Even in school a kid comes in and they tell you the truth, they tell you the face,
yeah,
and
true.
if back home they go like, huh, are you talking
Eh?
to me?
Me penny na
No?
money make us. I
Yeah.
understand.
Like a friend told me this joke. He said, the wife, a wife has been calling the husband baby at home. Because of that, the daughter calls the father baby. He sees the father
Maybe,
anyway,
yeah.
baby.
Maybe,
So now
yeah.
the father has
So,
become his baby. So when he sees his father being in public, then he calls his father baby. Then they are like, why is
yeah.
he
So,
calling him baby? He said that's how his mom calls him.
yeah, that's one thing I like about the US, right? If you want to talk about family wise, I would say US is okay, but if depending on how you want to raise your kids. So, you know, back those days you see people bring like their kids back home to Ghana to come school and all that. You might not want to understand, like you may not understand them, but getting here, understanding more. It's because they want their kids to have the Ghanaian culture instead of the American culture, right? Or the European culture. But it's all about preference. So, see, when you grow up in a certain way, you want like everything to be done in that way. That doesn't mean that like that is the right way, right? So, like coming here, I see why sometimes, like for instance, right? We go like, oh, white people get to do things on time.
Yeah,
And do you know why it happens that way? Because getting here, I realized that if something is scheduled for like 7:30, right?
yeah,
You have to be there 15 minutes before time.
yeah,
Latest by 5 minutes before time, you're there. So
yeah,
7:30, like the thing starts.
yeah,
But if you're not in the system, you don't know. You go like, oh, how do they start at 7:30, right? But for us, when they say 7:30, you get there at 7:30. But theirs is if it's at 7:30, that means that by 7:15 you should be there seated. Latest by 7:25, everybody is ready. So 7:30, boom, we start. That is the culture. Here, Vows Day, if you've got kids, you'd have to make a present for them. They take it to school and then they share with their classmates. So already you're instilling that thing of like learning how to love somebody, learning how to give somebody and all that.
No.
So yeah. So it's all about
But
the
yet,
system and then
yet,
yeah.
you know, upon all this, it still doesn't. It doesn't work completely. You know, it doesn't still go their way. You know, for
Yeah.
people, you can have because with this whole system, you can have kids taking weapons to school to kill their fellow colleagues because of some.
I would. Since you brought that up, let me just touch based on that. So, like I would say, this place is very lonely. The main reason why we have those scenarios happening is because Cube, you'll be surprised that you have kids live in the same classroom for a whole good year and they don't even know each other or they've not spoken to each other. Same students go to the same class.
You yourself, you've not even seen
Yes,
your neighbors.
there you go. So now they barely make friends. Like when you have a friend, that is your friend, like that is your buddy. Like if there is a fallout, you feel the pain, you feel the emotions. So
True.
most people are very lonely. So it gives them that chance to say, all right, okay, if everybody is just ignoring me, one little thing makes them feel hurt, and then they just want to go out there and then
Yeah.
good. Like things that you will not really be concerned about, somebody will be concerned about. Like back in Ghana, somebody can call you fat and say, "Hey, you fat," and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Here, you can say that somebody, it will cause a whole big issue.
True.
You can be walking in Ghana and see somebody and say, "Hey, hello, you look beautiful." Like pass them a compliment. Here, if you're not careful with that, it could be sexual harassment.
Yeah.
So with this whole shooting thing and all that, it's caused like that cordial friendship that we have back home. So people feel lonely, and then every little thing they just try to like take the matters into their own hands. So yeah.
Okay. So I just want because of the civil for the viewers to know why this episode. You know, we should just go back and put the steps together if they want to migrate to the US to teach. Is it they should go through the South African way like yours, or they can go through the straight. They just gather their documents and go straight to the US to apply for a job.
All right, okay. So I'll just go through one of the easiest way now as a teacher, because like I'm a teacher. So it could be a teacher, it could be a student, it could be any working field, but like let me just stick to being a teacher. Like one of the easiest way, which is becoming very to land a teaching job in the US, is by going through the J1 visa.
Okay.
Right? The J1 visa is like a cultural exchange visa. So you're more of like a visitor to work. So you just have to, there are a couple of sponsors, like a couple of sponsors. There is TPG, there is EPI, there is FACE. There are a lot of them. Like there are a lot of
Are
them.
they local or they're in the US?
Some of them are not. Most of them are based in the US. Some are Indian based. Some of them are like Jamaican based. So the most important thing is just look out for like a cultural exchange sponsor, right?
Okay.
You go through the interviews, you get your documentations. First of all, like, have a passport.
Yeah.
If you have plans of traveling, first of all, have a passport.
Most definitely.
I've had people that I try to help them, and you take them through the whole process, and they go like, "Oh, I don't have a passport," and then I apply for a passport, and then opportunity like nobody's waiting for you because
Yeah.
like teachers are needed around the world, except Ghana. We have
Yeah.
abundance of them. So in that case, you should make sure like you have everything ready, and then you can go through the J1 process. That is like the quickest way. Because if you go through the J1 visas, your sponsors would help you get a school. If you get a school and then you get interview, automatic. But if you are able to land a school and then you get an interview and you are able to interview and the school decides to pick you, then you don't get your documentation so that you can go and have a visa interview. The advantage this time around, it's not going to be like you come in as a visitor, you have different intentions. But this time around, you come into
Yeah.
so it's easy to get your visa at the embassy, able to come along with your family. That is one way. The other
Yeah.
way is to also go through the H visa programs. So you can the H1B like the American lottery system,
Yeah.
where you then if you get an H1B, you can now look for a school that will be visa your H1B visa. And they can. But all in all, I feel like the easiest way the J1. Or also you can go online, couple of US recruitment sites. Like you can go there, look for a job, apply for it. If you get an interview, you get interview, and then the school is interested, they're gonna be able to sponsor you. But all in all, I think the easiest way is a J1 visa. It's not just for
Okay.
teachers, it could be for like any other field. It could even be for
Good.
students
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll just wrap up with some fun facts. Yeah, that's what we call it, fun facts. So, what did you miss any Ghanaian dish when you moved to the US?
Yogurt, fan milk.
About there are plenty yogurt there. Or you're saying the farm milk yogurt.
Like telling the Ghana yogurt and fun milk, it's not like because we have the African store, right? We have the
Yeah.
African store, so we go there, we buy everything we want. You can get like everything you want from even
Yeah.
boy, you can get boy and buy and go cook for yourself. But you can find yogurt, you can find fun milk. It's not
Okay.
common. You have a
Oh,
couple of and then also chocolate. King's
yeah.
bag.
Oh,
There are
really?
some things that are unique. You never appreciate it unless you leave the country.
Yeah, yeah.
And then even like Charlie, the meat pie with the yogurt. So Charlie, meat pie with the
Hey.
yogurt, or Charlie coconuts. If you don't walk for the streets
Are you
inside
talking
like
about the
coconuts.
holo pie?
Oh Charlie, like the UCC one, you see?
The UCC one is juicy, not the holo one.
I'm a big fan of meat pie, but you I bake it myself, but you see, it's like koshiani meko.
Yeah.
Those or tibom, you can make it at home, but the one they sell on the street, it has like
It tastes different. Yeah.
it tastes
Yeah. Yeah.
different. You can make
Yeah.
it yourself, but the feeling is not the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yogurt, fan milk, getting coconut on the street, like walking on the street on the hot sun, you see the coconut seller, I get some or get yogurt and some pie. Oh, I miss those moments. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You,
And
you
the
can
next
you cannot
question.
get that here. You can get that here.
Wow. Interesting. The next question. So, if you were not teaching, what would you be doing today?
I'll be a medical doctor.
Is that you are following your brother's footsteps?
That is one thing that I've always wanted to do. Like, I like helping people. I like things that I like fields that, I believe that you see when that smile somebody has on their face after you are there for them, you can get it anywhere. So I like fields where there have been moments where like let me just use teaching for instance. you struggle with students finally, and then
Yeah.
they complete school, and then the final day they walk to you and they hug you and tell you how much of an impact you've been to them, or they're gonna miss you. That moment, it doesn't come like it
Yeah.
doesn't come common. So like if you're a medical doctor, just imagine helping save
See
somebody's
someone's
life,
like, yeah.
and then go like thank you. That kind of thank you is, so I would be in a field where somebody could be somewhere to say, oh, I once had like a Ghanaian doctor. Sometimes you go somewhere, you go like, I'm a Ghanaian, and go like, oh, I had a Ghanaian teacher. Oh, he was this, like that kind of memory. So medical doctors, that would have
But
been it.
barbers
And
and
very
makeup
soon.
artists too. I say
What?
barbers and makeup artists too. They put smile on our faces. So barbers and makeup
Oh yeah, they
artists.
do. They make you look different. They make you look different. You're right. They make you look different. Like now I'm losing my hair, And
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
if if
They
if,
can
if
work
I
some
had a
magic for you.
if I had a barber that would make me look like young again.
So the next question is, would you be consider yourself coming back home to continue on teaching, or you feel you'll find your place there?
Oh, coming back with teaching, I've just given myself a few years in teaching. Like I'm still pursuing my medical doctor like
Okay.
idea. So I might come home. I would not like I might be teaching, but I'll not be teaching like the everyday curriculum, probably maybe a medical doctor teacher, something
Okay.
like that. But I don't know what the future holds. Coming back home, that one for sure. Because there's no place like home. Like most times, ask yourself, why do people like the despites, like all those rich people, they could still live their life here? Why do they come back home? You never appreciate like the beauty of home until you move out of the country. Like you sometimes hear even somebody to call to and talk to.
True.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
So that is why you have people to get themselves busy. You have all the resources. Before my family got here, I had everything. I had like TVs in every room. I had internet non-disconnected. I could watch anything I could watch. I could go to any shop and buy whatever I want to buy, but I felt lonely. And
Yeah.
then if you don't take time, depression is going to kill you.
Yeah. True.
But back home, you move
So,
out, Charlie. Even
ah,
you can call some friends and go like, "Oh, Charlie, can we meet here and then have some?" Here
one or
you
two bottles.
cannot. If
Yeah.
yeah, if you even want to somebody like, let's say even your own wife, if you want to go out with your own wife, you guys have to plan it. You have
Yeah.
to decide it. Okay, babe, when are you going to be off work? And then you guys have to plan it. Like, is that a life? No. So,
True. True.
Charlie,
Give us
like the
one.
last time I was listening to a lady's interview, she said most people don't really know what living outside is like. If I'm in Ghana and I go broke, or I'm going through a hard situation, I'm hungry, I can just walk to your house or go to Eraser's house
Yeah.
unannounced and say, Charlie, you guys don't get food for there. You eat.
True.
Even when I'm
Yeah.
leaving, I can say, Charlie, I don't get anything from you. If you give me something for transport, you would give me, even if you don't have, you call somebody. Like, even if you are not
Yeah.
there, your mom is there, or your wife is there, or even your auntie, I know I'll still get help. But ask yourself,
True.
if
True.
you hear
Yeah.
you get stuck, who are you calling?
Start. You are just start.
If for a week you don't have money to put gas in your car to go to work, who are you calling?
Yeah. Yeah. Start. I don't know
So
if you heard the news. You heard the news about the two women, a woman and a child died. They were waiting for the ambulance also, and they died also. The ambulance didn't come that early. And I was like,
so
ambulance. Ah, when I come there, the ambulance will not even come. The road car will not even let the ambulance come. You have to get your ass to the hospital. But if you get some taxi that might be pay on the road and you are
Oh,
gone.
Charlie, even here, if you don't have car, it's
Yeah.
it's it's difficult. If you don't have car, it's difficult to move around. You have to Uber, you have to Lyft, and it's expensive. Like Ubering
Yeah.
and Lyfting, it's like expensive. So
True.
yeah, the system is beautiful and all that, but I feel like there is no life. So one thing is you would fight to come and get like the system. You come, you'll be working, you'll be making the money, but now you begin to appreciate the life because there is no life here, right? There is no life here. So one thing about the US, like every little thing is a form of kindness. So people appreciate like little things. Like you going to somebody's house just to help them maybe fix something. They are going to appreciate it like you put $1 million in their account because you wouldn't get it. Charlie here, if you'd have to buy tools, you'd have to get your own equipment. If something is broken, you'd have to fix them by yourself because if you want to pay somebody to come do it, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So when you go to people's houses, like go to people's garages, they have like equipment and all that, like gadgets that they fix their own. But Charlie, Ghana, you can just call, oh, Charlie Brata,
Brother, yeah.
and then they are there, and you just find something for them, or you say, here you'd have to call a company, and then they'll tell you, all right, consultation, blah blah. Before you realize, $800,000, $1,005 is gone.
Okay.
So
lastly,
home sweet home.
One advice for people, for teachers, or anyone who wants to come and work in the US. Just one advice.
One advice: be mentally and emotionally fit. Be mentally and then emotionally fit, not just for teachers, but if you have plans of traveling, be mentally and emotionally fit because if you're not, you go crazy. Like the situation, the system, if you are not emotionally stable, if you are not mentally fit, you can handle the situation. So you need to have that. And then also I think patience. According to me, like patience, you being patient and then you researching, you asking people. Don't be shy to ask people things to say, oh, they're going to say, like, Obi will be invested plan, I won't name way. Trust me, you come to the US and basic things like starting a dryer or how to use a washing machine or how to turn the stove on, you already know. So be ready to ask questions, but I think above all, be emotionally and then mentally stable and be patient, and everything will fall into place.
Nice one.
And lastly, it's not green. It's not green on the other side. It's not green on the other side.
Necessary.
Not green on the other side. It might look green, but it's not green.
But we still want to see it. We want to see the other side.
Oh yeah, I would want everybody to travel, come and because when you tell people, they feel like so. There are a number of times like tell people like this is, and then they go like, so why are you not back? The main reason why some of us are not back is because it's more of like a marriage. Like marriage, when you get into a marriage and it's not a good one, you cannot just divorce, right? You're already in it. But you can tell somebody who is getting into it to say that make sure you take this step, that step before you go in there, right? So some of us, we've already been there. I've been like away from home for like almost 13, 14 years. Like my whole life has been outside. So I just have to make sure that I'm used to that system now. Yeah. So I will tell you these are the things on the ground. Do you still want to do it? If you still want to do it, yeah. And then we are all not the same. People come and then they make it in like just a year. People come and they've been here for like 10 years, they still don't make it. People are here, like for instance, there are people even in Ghana, like they have got a good job, but they've not even been able to acquire property on their own. There are people who don't have a good job, they don't really earn, but like they have a lot of things to their name. So yeah. So it's not easy like people make it seem. It's a good system. It's a beautiful system, but it doesn't come easy. You still go through a few things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Charlie, thank you. That was a good conversation.
Charlie, thanks to you guys. We miss home.
Yeah, true. Thank you for coming to Pot Belly TV. And
Myself, the pot belly self, I joined the team small senior the time.
I know. We'll come back for more conversations. Today conversation is about migration to the US as a teacher. We might come back for more just or something else happening in the US.
Yeah, the next time
Thank you
we'll
for
be
coming to
diving
Pot
more
Belly.
into like the medical field and all that.
Yeah. So on the next episode, we shall definitely meet. Pot Belly TV.
Peace out.
We are
We sewed to suit your brand, with every stitch making your staff look exquisitely consistent, reflecting your brand in every corner. Be it overalls, corporate uniforms, safety wears, lab coats, scrubs, polo shirts, aprons, and many others. At Prestige Clothing, we produce with durable fabrics that last you a lifetime. Locate Prestige Clothing at North Carnation Swan Lake. Contact us on 0244 695057. Prestige Clothing, your ideal clothing company.